Hello everyone. Today I'm going to change the oil on my 2002 BMW 325i. This is the M54 engine, and I've actually been changing my oil for quite some time. I just decided to videotape for you today. First the basics real quick. 7 quarts of oil. Let me just go through this so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My filter. I'm going to be changing the drain plug as well, but you don't have to. The important piece here is to change the crush washer, which I'm going to show you. It's going to be inside the filter. And really the only other thing you're going to need is a funnel and this 36 millimeter socket. Let me just show you the specs here. And the reason you need this is to be able to remove the filter housing here. So nothing is easy with the BMWs. Unfortunately, I've seen other people use the filter removers, but this one makes it super easy for me. So I just use the socket, and I'm going to do something that I haven't done for this car before. I'm going to send the oil to Blackstone Labs and see what the results are. So I'm going to post that at the back of the video. So I'm gonna get started. The way to get started. All right, I'm under the car now. I'm gonna reach the drain plug, and before you can reach it, there's gonna be a little plastic door here. Most cars actually have that missing. You will not see that. Mine happens to be, well, it was not here, but I just purchased it I think last year, and I'm gonna put the part number for this if this door is missing from you. Well, actually, there it is. Here's the part number that you can see to this little door here, and once you open the door, you're going to see the drain plug right here. I got my drop cloth set up here, my pen, my 17 millimeter wrench, and I've done it often enough to know that it needs gloves, but as you see, I can just, once I pop it, I can just turn this with my hand. I'm just going to let everything drop here. Situated at the right angle. All right, here we go. Yeah, perfect. I was not able to film that part properly, but you'll see that I captured a little bit of that oil into this tube. I'm going to send it to Blackstone Labs, so I let it drain for about 10 seconds. Capture this. I'm going to put it in the Blackstone lab, and again, so while I'm waiting for the oil to drain and before I'm about to move upside, I just want to show you something about the economics of doing your oil change. It actually is no longer very economical. So if you buy by the time you buy the 7 quarts of synthetic oil, the filter, etc. I mean, look at this thing, $73.30 just to do it at home. My local BMW dealer does it for $79 for these cars. So at this point, I'm not even doing it for the economics. I'm just doing it because I could do it much faster at home. That's my thing. So I'm just going to remove the filter now. Okay, I gotta check the torque on this one. I may have over tightened it last time I did it. It's only 25 Newton meters to do. So remove this filter. Let it drain just a little bit so I don't make a mess. So I just took it down to the ground level so I could show you a couple things. So when the filter comes out, this is actually a couple pieces here. The housing, there's an O-ring here along my finger that we're going to change, and then there's the filter itself. I am shaking it loose because I already loosened this, so if you got to pull this out with a little bit of force, don't be afraid to apply that force. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the filter and this little item here. I am going to remove this O-ring and replace it. You could just put any screwdriver and just get underneath it and take it out. And I'm going to toss that to the side. And you remember, with your filter, you got this O-ring and the crush washer. We're going to save the crush washer for in. And this is going to go right around all the way to this top slot. Kind of an easy fit here. And some people like to put a little bit of oil right around it. It doesn't even have to be super fresh oil, just to lubricate it a little bit, because when you then put it down and screw it back up, it helps. So I'm just tapping on some of the oil around here to take it, and if you're very anal about cleaning, you can certainly go in here and really deep clean some of the oil. This goes here. These little O-rings, typically you don't have to unless you have reason to believe that there's a problem with these, so I'm going to leave them alone. Next will be my oil filter. That goes this way. This is not directional. It doesn't matter if it goes this way or that way. I'm going to put it the way that the other one came out, with the label sticking towards outside, but it really doesn't matter. It goes here, then I'm going to go back up top now. I'm cleaning the last bit of oil here that's in the filter housing before I put my new fresh oil. Again, you don't have to do it. Look at that. Look at that. Nice and shiny inside. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to couple my drain bolts with my brand new washer that came with my filter. So I'm just going to get these ready, and as a pair like this, I'm going to go back. I'm going back in there to change this. By the way, if this is really your first time doing this, this crush washer is not directional. It can go this way. You could go the other way. It doesn't really. Here, I'm going to do it by, I'm going to hand tighten. This is very important that you hand tighten this as much as you can, because if you strip this thing, it's going to be a very expensive repair for you, and you should be able to hand tighten all the way in to the end, and that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, I finished hand tightening this as much as I can. Now I'm just once it's tight, I'm just going to take my wrench here and just give it a little push, not too tight. There's no reason for this to be super tight. I'm just going to hand tighten it and just leave it alone. Okay, there's a torque specification to this, but let your hand be your best guide. There's no oil pressure here whatsoever. It's just gravity pushing the oil down here. So you just got to hand tighten, let the nut and the bolt do its job here. You're certainly going to notice if there's any kind of leak pretty quickly. All right, so the job at the bottom is done as soon as I close this door and go back up. All right, now that we have put the drain plug back under, it's time to put the filter back on, which goes here. A lot of people prefer, actually a good practice is to fill this housing with a little bit of oil. You cannot really do too much of it anyway, because it's going to drain right back down, but just to try to avoid a super cold dry start. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in here ahead of time, and you'll see what's going to happen is, as I put it in, it's actually going to drain itself back down pretty quickly. So the only reason to do that is to get the filter saturated a little bit. And now I can close this back down. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hand tighten this as much as I can, and then actually I'll take a torque wrench to this one. Okay, I got my torque wrench set up now to 25 Newton meters, and after tightening this as much as I can, now I'm going to use this the rest of the way. Oh, there's actually quite a bit of a give. Okay, and then I'm going to, oh, look at that. Okay, so this is actually really nice. You see how quickly I got to 25 Newton meters? I was turning everything so freely, and then just like that, it hit 25 Newton meter. I'm actually going to do it again so everyone sees, in case you don't have a torque wrench. That way you'll see kind of what kind of a pull gets you 25 Newton meters. It's not much. Okay, I'm gonna do this again in case you don't have a torque wrench. I just want you to watch my hand movement just to see how much I am pulling and how quickly I get to 25 Newton meters. Okay, I'm just really casually pulling this. My feet are just regular. I'm not pulling, and then once it stops, look, I'm already at 25. See that click? That click means I'm at 25. So it's not much. It's just, I would say again, hand tighten this, and that's all you need. 25 Newton meters is not much at all. And the other thing is, it would be, if you do have a leak up here, it is super easy to observe. You're going to see kind of wet spots around it. So don't over tighten and risk breaking anything. Okay, so final thing before you put in your oil, just know your capacities. We're changing the oil and filter change. That means I'm going to need 6.9 quarts or 6.5 liters of this oil. Mine is a 325i, so 6.9 quarts or 6.5 liters. And I'll tell you why this is important. The reason this is important is because your BMW oil is going to come in liters, so there's not going to be a 7 of these. I'm going to put 6.5, like so. As unintuitive as it is, the way that the oil, you're supposed to pour the oil, is this way. It seems like it should go this way, right? But it is not. It actually is this way. And oh yeah, that's good. I do have a pretty steady hand today. That'll make it go faster. So, all right, I'm going to put 6.5 of these and see where we're at. Down to my last one here. This is my 7th bottle, so I'm only going to pour it till the 500 mark. Again, this is a liter, not a quart of oil. So I'm just going to do half of this and keep the other half for later, just in case I need a little bit more. And there's a transparent window right here, and I'm right at the 500. I'm going to put the cap back on in just a little bit, but look how nasty this stuff can get. This is why we change the oil over time. Look what heat does to this oil. So I'm going to scrape some of that just to show you what difference it makes, or a little bit better. I've had this car for almost 15 years, and actually I don't remember ever doing this myself, so there's a first for everything. Put this cap back on, and we should be done now. I'm just gonna go start the car and go back down to see that there's no leaks. Okay, so the right thing to do at this point is to go back inside the car once you fill with oil. Start the car. Make sure this light goes away. Eventually it did. And then I'm going to go to the bottom, make sure there are no leaks, and then close that compartment. Bottom look good. Quick check on top now, just to observe around this oil filter housing. I don't see anything leaking either, so we are good. Finally, one must not forget to check the oil level. I shut the engine off and gave it a couple of minutes here. Oh, look at that. Perfect, perfect. The wet spot is right here on the second line, so we are good. I'm just going to go back inside now and check the reset the light. Now it's going to be time for the oil light reset. I'm just going to turn on just to see. I have currently 10,225 left in my oil service, so when I reset it, it should go to about 15,000 miles. The first thing you got to do is take your key and put it in the ignition, and do not turn it, just leave it like that, and with your left button pushed in. Let me see if I can stabilize the camera here. So as I said, my left finger is going to be pushing down here. While I'm doing that with my right hand here, I'm going to put this on the ignition and turn the ignition to position 1, and I'm still holding this finger steady. I'm going to hold it steady until the reset flashes. And once it flashes, here we go, I'm going to release it and then put it in one more time. And there it is. We got inspection reset to 15,525. It's going to end, and I'm back to my previous menu. So if I now take my key off and put it back on again, hopefully in this cluster it's going to say inspection 15,525, and it does. So that's how you reset the light. Okay, I got my old oil back in bottles. I'm just going to go into Advanced Auto Parts now and get all of these recycled. Yeah, we're just making this a family affair now.